You know, with every design that you make or create in Photoshop, you can never do away with shapes. Shapes plays an important role whenever you want to design anything in Photoshop, whether it's a normal flyer, a logo, church flyer, or any other designs that you can think of. You need shapes. Now, look at this. Look at this beautiful design you see over here. All these were made with what? Shapes. Look at this one. All these were made with shapes. Now, look at this one too. You see this gold round design that you see over here? All these were made with shapes. So shapes plays an important role in Photoshop. So today I'm going to show you how to create and use shapes in Photoshop. You ready? Let's get right to it. Alright, so if this is your first time, make sure to hit on the subscribe button and also hit on the notification bell. In case I upload a new video, you'll be the first person to get it. Alright, so first what we are going to do now is we are going to select the shape tool, and we are going to use the shape tool to draw our shape. And when you press U on your keyboard, it's going to select the shape tool, or we can also manually go to the tools tab and select the shape tool. So let's press U on our keyboard and it's going to select the shape tool, or we can also go to the tools tab and select it manually. So let's go to the tool tab and select it manually from there. So we head over to the tools tab. So this is the shape tool. So when you see this icon, it means that you want to select or you want to use the shape tool. So we are going to right click on it, and when you right click on it, you are going to get sub tools. So this is the rectangle tool, and we have the rounded rectangle tool, and we have the ellipse tool, that is the circle, and we have the triangle tool, we have the polygon, and we have the line tool, and we also have custom shape tool. So I'm going to show you, or I'm going to teach you how to use all these shapes to create shapes or to draw shapes. Now let's select the first one, that is the rectangle tool. So you click on it and you are going to get something like so. We are going to draw our first rectangular shape. So what you are going to do now is you click and hold the mouse, then you drag to draw your shape. So let's click, hold, then drag to draw our first shape. So this is our first shape. So we want to change the color from black to any other color. So what you are going to do now is you go to the top here, click on the fill, and you are going to get a bunch of colors that you can pick or choose over here. So let's go ahead and click on this one, and we are going to get this color for our shape. Now you can also add strokes to your shape. So let's go ahead and add a stroke or a border to our shape. So you go to the top here and you are going to click on this tab, and you are going to get this slider. So you can drag to the right to increase the size of your stroke, or you can also decrease it to decrease the size of your stroke. So depending on the type of stroke or the depth of your stroke that you want, you can play around with this to get the exact stroke that you want to add to your shape. So as you can see over here, I have my shape and I have my black border or my stroke. So you can reduce, you can go ahead and reduce the size of your stroke depending on the type of work that you are doing. So let's go ahead and reduce this one. All right, now you can also go ahead and change the color of your stroke. So you click on this one, then you change the color of your stroke. So let's say you want this color for your stroke, you just go ahead and click on it and you are going to get is the same color. Let me choose a different one. So you click on this one and you are going to get a different color for your stroke. So you can change the color of your shape, and you can also change the color of the stroke or the black border that you use for your shape, and it's very simple. If you want to make the shape transparent, there are some designs or some circumstances that you need to make the shape transparent in order to get only the border or the stroke for your design. So if you want to achieve that, you are going to go back to the shape tool, then you click on the fill and you are going to click on this one. So when you click on this one, it means no color. So you click on it and the color is going to disappear. So you are going to get what? Only the border or only the stroke. So this is what a transparent shape. And if you want to give it a color too, you just click on this one, solid color, and you are going to get your color back. So let's say you want to use a gradient color. Gradients are two colors. I've already covered that topic in my previous video, how to change a background color in Photoshop. So if you still haven't watched that video, make sure you go back, watch that video to know how to use different colors for your background. So if you want to use a gradient color for your shape, you just go ahead and use a gradient color. So you click on this small box over here and you can pick any color you want for the down part. All right, so you click on OK. Then you come back and click on this box, you double click on it, and you can select the second color. You can also pull this slider to the top to get a different color. So I'll go with this one, then I click on it. Now you see that I have two colors. That is the gradient. So you can set two colors for your shape, and you can also set two colors for your border. So let's set two colors for our border. See that we have a solid color, just one color for our border, but we have two colors for our shape. So let's go ahead and change this solid color to a gradient color. All right, so let's click on it. Then we go to this side, and we can also set the gradient color for our border. So as you can see, we have two colors for our border too. So you are going to get something like this. So we have this color over here, and we have the gradient color over here. Let's go ahead and change the color of the border. So you click on it. So let's change the second color to this one. So you click on OK, and we are going to have this beautiful shape over here. All right, so let's go ahead and draw or create another shape. So we go to the shapes tab, or the shape tool. You select the shape tool, you right click on it, and you click on the rounded rectangle. Now let me show you something. See this beautiful shape over here? I use the rounded rectangle to create this shape, and also see this beautiful shape that you have over here too. I use the rounded rectangle to create this shape. So you see, the rounded rectangle can give you beautiful shapes that you can use for your designs, and I'm going to show you. So let's go back to our project. So and after selecting, you go to the top here, and you are going to select, or you are going to set the radius of rounded corners, how round you want the corners to be. So it's at 10. So let's create our shape, and this is what you are going to get if you set the radius to 10. Let's go back and set the radius to 100 and see the shape that is going to give us. Now you see that we have a slight curve on the edges of the shape. So let's go ahead and set this one to set the radius to, let's say, 300. And now when you draw the shape, you see that we have a more curved edges around the shape. All right, this is how you can create a rounded rectangle for your designs and other stuff. So let's go ahead and give this rounded rectangle a color as we did with the rectangle shape. So you click on the fill over here, and let's give this color. So now we have this color for the shape, and we are going to set a stroke for this one too. So as I said earlier on, you can go ahead and give a gradient color to the stroke, and you can also go ahead and give a gradient color to the shape itself. You can also go ahead and set a transparent shape for your shape, as you can see over here, or you can also go ahead and set a solid color for your shape, or a gradient color, or even you can also give this this shape a pattern. So when you click, you can set a pattern for your shape, and we have different type of patterns that you can set over here. We have the grass pattern, we have the trees pattern, so you can go ahead and set a pattern for your shape, and this is very nice. So let's go ahead and give this shape a water pattern. Then we are good to go. All right, so let's bring this shape to the top. Let's reduce the size a little bit. All right, so now we have the rectangular shape and we have the rounded rectangle shape. So let's go ahead and create our third shape. So you right click on the shape tool, then you click on the ellipse tool. All right, so this shape gives you what? The round shape. This is very important. You need to take note. If you are drawing a round shape, make sure you hold shift whilst drawing your shape. Let me show you. So I'm going to draw this shape, this round shape, without holding the shift key and see what happens. You see, this is not round. I'm trying to draw a round shape, but I'm not getting the round shape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold down the shift key, and when you hold down the shift key, see that you are going to get a round shape. No matter how big or small you drag it, you are still going to get that round shape. But as soon as you leave the shift key, you are going to get what? A freehand shape. So if you want to draw a freehand shape like an arc or a yoke or whatever you want to, an egg or whatever you want to draw, you can use this without holding the shift key. But if you want to draw a perfect round shape, you have to hold down the shift key before you draw. And when you want to release, make sure you release the mouse first before releasing the shift key. So if you release the shift key whilst holding the mouse, you are still going to get that freehand shape. You are not going to get the circle or the round shape. So if you want to release, make sure you first release the mouse, then after releasing the mouse, you release the shift key to get that perfect round circle or round shape. Now we have our circle over here. Let's drag it to the top. This is a perfect circle, not an arc or an egg. Sorry to say that. So we can go ahead and give this a different background, a different border, then you go ahead and do whatever you want to do with this, and it's very simple. Now let me show you something. Let's go ahead and change our background color. Let's maintain the black color, and let's change our stroke to this one. So let's go ahead and increase the size of our stroke. All right, now what we are going to do is we are going to make this shape transparent. Then so we click on the fill over here. So we have this. So what we are going to do now is I'm going to show you something. So this is transparent. It's only getting the white color because the background is white. If I change the background to black, you are going to get a black color because this is transparent. And what we are going to do now, I'm going to drag this shape to the top, and I'm going to drag this one here. So you see that even though this shape is in front and this one is behind it, you can still see the shape behind it. So this shape is transparent. You can still see the rounded rectangle shape, and this one is in front, and this shape, the rounded rectangle shape, is at the back. So telling you that this shape is transparent, and it's only taking the white color because the background is white. So let me go ahead and change the background color to a different color, and you see that we still have the same colors for the rectangle and the rounded rectangle, but you see that we still have a different color for the round shape because it's transparent. So let's go ahead and give it a different color. Then you see that we are going to get a different color for the round shape, as you can see over here, and it's very simple. All right, so we are going to go to the next shape. So let me quickly change this color back to the white color. And how to change your background color too, I know I've already taught you, so this shouldn't be a big problem to you guys. All right, so let's go back to the shape. Then you right click on it and select the triangle tool. So we are going to select the triangle tool. So as I said earlier on, you just click, hold, then you drag to draw the triangle shape as you see over here. So this is how you draw triangle, and you can make or you can create different shapes from the triangle that you just made. So what we are going to do is, this is the triangle, so you just place it over here, and we are going to draw another triangle, but this time we are going to set the radius to 50. Okay, so we are going to draw another triangle. Now you see that the edges are curved. So this is different from this. You see that we have a fixed triangle and we have a curved triangle from the side. So this is another shape that you can also draw from the triangle. So let's delete this one. What we are going to do now is we are going to draw another triangle, and this time around we are going to set the radius to 100. So 100, then we are going to draw the shape again. Then you see that this time around, see how the shape looks like. This is different from this one. So if you want to draw a triangle but you want the edges, or the edges to be curved, now if you want to turn this triangle to a different shape, you just hold on this pivot, you hold and you drag to draw another shape out from this triangle. So as you can see, you see that I'm forming another shape from this triangle that I just drew. So this is another shape that you can make out from the triangle that we just created. And you can also increase the size. You can also go back to the previous state to get this shape. You can click, drag, then you are going to get, or you are going to create another shape. You can even create a circle-like shape from this triangle. And this is very simple. Alright, so we are going to go to the next shape. So let's head over to the Tools tab. You right click on it and we are going to select the Polygon tool. So we are going to draw the polygon, and when you go to the top here, you are going to see the number of sides that you want to create for the polygon, and it's set at 3, and 3 is already a triangle. So this is the first side, the second side, and the third side. So this is a triangle. Now a polygon with 3 sides is a triangle, and a polygon with 4 sides is a pentagon. So if you want to create a pentagon, you set the number to 4 sides, and if you want to create a hexagon, set the number to 5 sides, and so on. So let's set this number to 5, and we are going to draw a hexagon. So this is a hexagon. So we have 5 sides, 1 2 3 4, then 5. All right, so let's set this to 6, and then we are going to draw a hexagon. So as you can see, this is 6 sides. This is the first side, second side, third side, 4, 5, and 6. So you can draw any shape you want, and as I told you earlier, you can just click and drag this pivot over here to create another shape out from the pentagon that you've just from the hexagon that you've just drawn over here. So as you can see, I've created another shape from the hexagon. So it goes on and on, as you can see over here, and it's very simple. So you can go ahead and give it a color, give it a stroke, then you are good to go, as we've done over here. So let's move on to the next shape. Click on the Tools tab, then we have the line tool. So we click on it, and this is very simple. You just click, hold, then you drag your mouse to draw a straight line. Now this is a straight line, but it's not fixed. So what you are going to do, you click and hold the shift key on your keyboard to draw a straight line. So you see that this line is very straight. If I release the shift key, I can move the line around, as you can see over here. So you click and hold the shift key to get a straight line. Now you release the mouse button before you release the shift key to get your straight line. And you can go ahead and give this line a stroke. So let's go ahead and set our stroke for this line. Then you are good to go. So alright, so this is how you can draw shapes and use shapes in Photoshop. Let's go ahead and create our next shape, and this is the last shape. So let me move these ones to the top to create space for the last shape. Now let's head over to the Tools tab. right click on the shape tool, then we are going to select the custom shape tool. Now these are shapes that are already pre-made, that are already in Photoshop that you can use. You are not going to create them, so you just click, then you click and drag to draw the shape. So they are pre-made, they are custom shapes that are already in the Photoshop software. So let's head over to the top here, and you are going to see some of the pre-made shapes that are already in Photoshop. So these are leaf trees, and we have the wild animals, then we have boats and flowers. So let's go ahead and select this one. You click, you hold your mouse, then you drag to draw the shape. You can also hold down the shift key for accurate drawing. So now we have we have this shape over here. And it's very simple. So you can head over to the tools tab, select the custom shape tool again, and draw another shape. Let's select this one too. And then we have this. Alright, so you can also use your own custom shapes in Photoshop. You know, there are so many sites you can download custom shapes and import them and use them in Photoshop. And there are shapes that are not included in the custom shapes tab or the custom shapes tool. So what you are going to do now, you are going to head over to the tools tab, you are going to right click on it, and you are going to select custom shape tool. Then we head over to the top here, we click on the drop down menu, and we are going to go to this small arrow over here. We click on it, and we are going to select import shapes. So these are shapes that you've already downloaded and imported them into Photoshop. So the shapes are going to appear here, or the custom shapes are going to appear here. So you select, you click on the shape that you want to import into Photoshop, you click on it, and you click on load to load those custom shapes into Photoshop so that you can use them sparingly for your design or your project. And it's very simple. So you just go to, so after downloading those custom shapes, you just head over to the app data, roaming, Adobe Photoshop 2021, depending on the version of your software. Then you go to preset, custom shape tool. So you are going to copy those custom shape tools those custom shapes that you've downloaded and paste them over here so that you can load them into Photoshop, or you can load them into the custom shape tools section. Alright, so this is how you can successfully draw, create and use shapes in Photoshop, and it's very simple. So if you have any questions, make sure to leave your questions down in the comment section and I'll get right to it. If you still haven't subscribed to this channel too, I don't even know what to tell you. Make sure to hit the subscribe button now and hit the notification bell. In case I upload a new wonderful video like this one, you'll be the first person to get it. I'll see you guys in my next video.